All right, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Till the Dirt. This is the Till the Dirt feed, but this is where we do a rewatch of old episodes of Shahs of Sunset. Well, I've actually been taken to task by one of our dirties who said that if Tommy's never seen any of these episodes before, how is it a rewatch? Touche. I've never seen the episodes, but let me ask you: we have a very special guest today, a great dirty. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. So I'm Charise. I'm from Los Angeles and I have been a recent dirty. So I'll be honest, I used to watch Shahs. I watched maybe the first season. And then for some reason I didn't watch. I don't know why. So maybe about a month or two ago, I saw it come up on the feed for the Peacock. And so I said, let me go on and see what's going on. So I started from season one. I am now at season 9. So we can just go wherever you want to go.
Oh shit!
I I'm sure I should probably hold off what I really feel because we ain't down there yet. But just so you know, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad you guys are still together. I
Well,
am so happy that you guys are safe with these fires. And
you as well.
yes, yeah, thank you. Thank you very
You as
much.
well. Well,
And
let me say that I'm very excited to have you because I can see how excited that you are. So I think it's great that you're here. I think it's really great that you just started watching the show. That immediately tells me that as we go further down the line, I'm going to have you back for one just to kind of see where we are. Unless you're fucking terrible today, which I highly doubt that you're going to be. I was just pulling and busting your chops. So, yeah, all right. So you're kind of like me. I mean, you have seen these episodes, but this is the first time that you've seen them, correct?
yes.
Okay, same here. All right. Without further ado, I think we could jump into this episode. Now, it's actually funny. I was supposed to record episode 5 last week and we got evacuated. I was in the middle of literally watching the episode and then we were supposed to Joe and I, is one of the dirties, we were going to review it together or rewatch it together, and I had to go. We had to evacuate, and then everything. We're all safe. We're all safe and sound. That's all good. But Joe and I couldn't get together again till tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we're going to do the rewatch of episode 5. You and I are doing
Okay.
episode 6. So I haven't
Okay.
really got to say what I feel yet about episode 5. Um,
Okay.
so I'm going to try and avoid commingling the two because
Okay.
I think we both know that episode 6 that you and I are talking about tonight is really just a fallout from episode 5, right?
Absolutely.
Because
Hmm.
Reza got into it with Sasha.
Sasha.
Yeah. And it's funny because I don't know if you listen to the rewatches or whatnot, but I'll talk about from time to time that I was, being in this world or coming in late, right? Because I came in late, things filter through, right? I've heard about my wife putting a dog in the freezer. I've heard about, the Reza going at my wife and blowing her up on the reunion. I've heard about, Mike and his engagement to Jeff. Like you hear about things without actually knowing about them, right? And one of the
Right.
things that I've heard about was this thing with Reza and Sasha, and it's
Okay.
messy. It's messy. We open up the episode, we see Mike and his brother, and Mike is still, I'll tell you, and you are relatively new to this, right? What's your
Hmm.
opinions on Mike?
Oh, we just gonna go there because
Yeah,
I
let's
could
do
just
it.
give you the business. Mike is
Just
homosexual.
mm,
Jessica knows, Reza knows, MJ knows, you probably know too. But Mike has always been homosexual. The thing that I think that he needs to do is go on and admit it. We okay with it. It's okay. That's why he's so angry. And people that cheat and have all the women, that's the cover up. I mean, and besides, why are we taking Jesus to the pool party with the 3 people? But we just gonna stop there. But yeah, so in my opinion, he is a homosexual who has decided to not we'll say bisexual. We'll give him that, and decided not to be because he know that would just really crush his parent. So that's what I think.
and well, I cannot speak to that. I really can't. I
And
mean,
I hope that, with all due respect, if he's not, okay, I'm wrong, but that's what I
yeah,
think.
and listen, we're here to chop shit up. That's what we're here to do. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I've never been in Mike's bedroom. I do know that Mike, um, like you said, like his dick gets him in trouble a lot. The reason I ask, and it wasn't really about, I'm asking you more or less, what do you think as Mike as a person? Because like right now, Mike can't do anything right out in the real world. You know what I mean? Between what happened with Paulina and then his like kind of make half excuses. I heard he's like, he just put his fucking apartment or whatever, his house for rent, and it's like double what it was. So he's trying to price gouge during the fire. Like Mike is batting 1,000 right now on being
Mm-hmm.
on having terrible judgment and not being a good person. Um, and
Who he's
so it's
always been.
but see, that's where I'm conflicted because this episode, Mike to me is right throughout this episode.
Absolutely a little, because
Throughout this episode, like I know like I said, it's hard when someone has done such horrible things and terrible things, and you know the things that he's done, and then to kind of sit there and listen to him and be like, well, he's making the most fucking sense. You know what I mean? And even in like my wife looked terrible in this. Like when they got into the fight and she left with Reza, I agree with Mike. Where are you going? You know what I mean? Just call it like it's just so we open up and Mike is he calls Reza and he kind of, he tells him that he's disappointed and whatever, and then Reza flies off the handle on him. And I immediately thought back to you just watched these episodes, right? So we're going like season one, which was, I think it was season one, no, season two, when they go to Cabo and they make Mike call Gigi and tell Gigi that she's not allowed to come because she's been, behaving poorly of late. And it's just the same thing. And now Rez is getting all mad that, like you acted inappropriate. I don't think that it would be good to put you on the float, which I get where Mike was coming from. Like, I'm not looking to have a fight on the float. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
and then we see Reza and Adam. Reza kind of, you could tell he's conflicted. He definitely knows that what he did was wrong. He should have never came at homeboy like that. There was no reason for that. Um, but again, this goes to the he can't admit he's wrong. You know what I mean? Like you could tell he's
Mm-hmm.
conflicted because he knows he's wrong, but he's not going to
Mm-hmm.
say I was wrong because if you just say I was wrong, it's ended. You know what I mean? Like it's wrong. I was wrong. Why'd you go get that guy Sasha? Tell him to come up here. I'll apologize to him. I don't really like him. I'm not really looking to hang out with him. He's not my cup of tea, but I shouldn't have did what I did. And I want to be the better man. Go get him. He lives in the building apparently, right? Like come on. But that's not it. It's still like somehow that because Reza had it fucked up, that it's justification for him to be fucked up to Sasha, which to me it just doesn't add up.
Right. And I agree if we want to just keep it there. But in reality, I do believe that Mike was a bit wrong when it came to not whether Reza was right or wrong for saying what he said. I guess in my opinion, what MJ said at the meeting with Mike is what I thought was correct. We talk about this later. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and go with Reza. We can maybe apologize, but we're not gonna stay here and hang out with the others. My loyalty is with my friend, and I'll check him when I feel like it. But right now, we're just gonna go ahead and leave all of us. So that's what I
Yeah,
think.
but see again, I if that was Gigi that said that, I would totally, yep, but that ain't my wife, dude. I'm married to her. That's not her. I'm sticking with my friend, and I thought, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but
You
this
know
is
what I'm
the
saying?
neighbor. This
Yeah,
is the neighbor from the
I'm just,
bubble.
yeah, I understand, but at the same point in time, he didn't just show production brought him there, dude. You know what I mean? Like he didn't just show up at the nightclub. That
Right.
they're obviously trying to ingratiate him into the season. They've obviously found someone that Reza is clearly jealous of. Clearly, he's older. He's the younger. He's out and about, and he's
Mm-hmm.
proud. And Reza
Yeah.
was never able to do that, so he's
Yes.
clearly there's
Yes.
a
Yes.
jealous element to him.
All of the
But
things.
but I don't think that. And again, I mean, as a a black woman, I'm sure if anybody hit the end sharp with you, you wouldn't take that too kindly, right? Nor should you. If
Yes,
anybody and they
but
hit
there's
they hit
also
the
some stuff.
but they
Mm,
said the same type of word to him in a public setting about his brother, who there was no place to say that this guy who you don't even know and you don't know if he's comfortable yet in his skin to be talking about that he's gay. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they created a bad situation and then made it worse. You know what I mean? And then
mhm.
left Mike to handle the fallout. Like Mike doesn't know any of these fucking people, and Mike's
Mike
got to
left
sit
himself
there
to handle the
and
fallout.
listen to this guy sob. You know what I mean? Talk about how I know I've been in. Like I would have had a real tough time doing what Mike had to do. I was like, yeah, I get it. It's
Mike
terrible. You
didn't
know what I
have
mean?
to do that.
Yeah,
Mike didn't have to do that. Mike interjected himself. Mike was having a good time in his element, honey, and he didn't understand why Reza had to mess this thing up again, why Reza had to be triggered again, because Reza does this. We already know that
yes,
though. And so this is just another one of those moments. This is why you know what I mean? So I just felt it was a little bit strange that Mike was so into pushing the narrative with Sasha. It's one thing to agree. Reza was wrong. He's dead wrong. We know that. Okay.
yeah, but
Uh,
and you're right. I think part of it was Mike. You know, and again, this is to Mike's credit a little bit for having his eyes open. You know what I mean? He used to be a lot more, because from when I've met Mike, he was as open for gay people as anybody I've ever met. You know what I mean? So like, I think that he kind of turned a 180 internally, and I think that he, he wanted to, like, he didn't get it. He didn't understand it because his eyes have just been opened. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't understand what it was like for Reza's whole life to be gay and be Persian and be looked down upon or thought about. But when Mike keeps talking about how frowned it is on in the community, then he's got to have more awareness to know that it's not easy for Reza to kind of just exist. But at the same point in time, I also think there's an element of Reza doesn't want his shine taken from him. You know what
that
I
was
mean?
another thing I was gonna reach. It was another when you had mentioned he saw himself in Sasha. Absolutely, it was a guy who what I would say Reza walked so this guy could run, and it was a bit of like how dare he get to be what I always wanted to be but couldn't quite be. And another side of him being the Leo that he is, he need to be the only one shining. If it's gonna be a gay one, it's gonna be him. He's gonna set the bar
Absolutely.
of the level of flamboyance because we all know what flamboyance is. It's a form of insecurity. So let's just
Absolutely.
go there. I also want to circle back on this thing with Mike and the eyes being open. He knows exactly what Reza went through. That is his friend. They've had discussions. They've
Eh,
had
listen,
rendezvous. Let's not
they
go there.
they're not they weren't like they knew each other. They weren't like when he. That's why when he keeps
But they
dropping
were best
Reza's,
friends.
I know when he keeps dropping Reza's my best friend, Reza's my best friend. Then they're not. They are not.
Okay. All
That's a
right.
look behind the curtain. They're not. I'm not saying that they weren't friendly, but they definitely did
Okay.
not run in the same circles. They definitely,
Okay.
you know what I mean. Like I know today they barely speak. If they do at all. So I'm like I said, that is some production. That's some of
Okay.
producing with the TV, but not going. I don't want to go all the way down because we didn't even get to some of the other parts of the episode. From there, we go to Asa and her parents, and she's trying to make her eat healthy, which this is hilarious because Vita is the same way, dude. Vita eats like a fucking college freshman. It's
Vita
like
don't know why she got to be in it right now. She ain't got nothing to do with this.
It's like Slimer from Ghostbusters. They're both the same, dude. They're fucking Cheetos. Vita thinks like chips are a meal. So I just laughed at that. So I relate to that because maybe they're all like that because they didn't get food like that. I don't know. But Vita and Asa's mother both have the same diets. Um, from there, we go to uh, where Mike and my wife meet up. And again, like I said, if this was Gigi saying that I stand up for my friends and I always have their back and whatever, I would agree. But that ain't my wife, dude. My wife is not. 3 episodes ago, she threw Gigi under the bus to a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she has a higher
But
opinion of herself.
she's not the same with everyone that she is with
She's
Reza.
not. It's Reza.
There is a barrier there, and
It's
I don't know
Reza.
if we should go there, but we not
It's
gonna act like
Reza.
Reza gets the same attention.
It's Reza. 100%. And it also, again, this isn't, and it's not. I'm not even gonna. I mean, people know I've had my situations and my problems with Reza, right? But this has nothing to do with that. I'm even actually gonna stick up for him. I think that they are a bad combination. I think that Reza, when he's on his own, is a much better person. I think when my wife is on her own, I know it. She's a much better person. When they get together, they're not like it's not a healthy dynamic, and it's not one that breeds positivity, or like it's the mean girl sitting there pointing at the kid with the limp. You know what I'm saying? It's not. They're not. And again, it's not them individually. I think that when they get together, it's like reverting to bad habits, and they do things that, like I said, she's basically sanctioning the behavior that he had, and there was no justification for the behavior that he just had. You know what I mean? There wasn't, um, any reason for him to act the way that he acted, and there was no reason for my wife to, like, I get it. You want to leave with them, but we didn't see anything like, yo, man, I got your back because I love you and I'm with you, but you can't talk to people like that. You know what I'm saying?
How
There
do
was
we
none of
know?
that.
How do we know? The
Because it
ending.
didn't happen. I promise that didn't happen. I promise that never happened. I promise it. And that's the other thing too. Rez is at a point right now that you could kind of see their season 3 halfway through, man. You could kind of see he's feeling his oats. That like, because it's another year when he starts telling everybody it's his show. You know what I mean? And you can kind of
Mhm,
see that he's already kind of feeling like, where's this other gay dude coming from? He's
mhm,
not coming
mhm.
on this show. This is my show.
Absolutely.
Like you said, I'm the gay guy that's Persian. I'm the one that had to deal with all the shit. This guy doesn't even look like he ever had even a problem. I'm the guy. And I think that there
Mhm,
was, it was a little bit of a pissing match.
mhm. I think he and MJ together is so entertaining, and we
When
the
they're
people
good.
love it.
When
We
they're
love
good.
it. Oh,
When
it's
they're
so
good.
good.
When they're good, they're good. But when they're
But they're
bad,
one and the
they're
same. They're mirror each other, and that's sad, but it is the truth. They're exactly each other,
yeah, good
and
and bad.
and because of that, it can be like you said, it can be explosive, but it can also be beautiful, and there are beautiful moments.
Sure.
Just I guess not in this episode, so we'll stay focused.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, they were on TV for 10 years. You know what I mean? And they're the pillars of the show. So they definitely
Mhm,
had great times. You know what I mean? They definitely had a lot of fun stuff. But like when it goes bad, and one, it goes bad, it's combustible between them. But two, it's bad for the other people around them. There's a fallout because, like,
yeah, and it's
that's how they
bad. It
like,
gets bad.
it gets bad. It gets bad. But then we go to Lily, and I'm sorry, Lily just
Oh,
bores the
bless her
shit out of
heart.
me. You know what I mean? Just she got no place in this. It's like a different when they go to her, it's like a different show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a Persian trying to make it in the world, like Mary Tyler Moore, business broad, which is cool. And fuck hats off to Lily, dude. She's worth like fucking, $100 million. All the shit she's talking about in this, about doing business and being about business, and she she saw it through, dude. She is that girl, but it's not a place on this show. Like
Yeah, she's not
when they,
entertaining, and I'd like to see her without all that ooh la la. What do you look like?
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
And then on top of that, she was a little too excited to be invited to get on the float. I'm not getting on no float. I wasn't invited to initially.
yeah,
What
just
are we
show up and
doing? Like, why
but
does she beg
yeah,
like
but again,
that's
it's like
strange?
they like shoehorn her. They like push her in. Like they I could tell she's not going to be long for this world in terms of like she's not. I could see why she wasn't around much longer. She
Yeah,
came in. She was trying to move some product, and at the same point in time, do Persia, be on a Persia show, but she didn't realize the cattiness that was going to be involved. She didn't
yeah,
realize that they were going to have to party and be vulnerable and like
Yeah.
really, she thought it was just going to be like kind of them making themselves or making their ways in the world, I think, because
Yeah.
and again, anytime she films, it's like she films with 3, 4 people that no one knows. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I feel like it's just a waste of time. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, she really made some. And it wasn't bathing suits, it wasn't bikinis. It's Lilly Lashes. So she's obviously knows how to, make a buck. And
Yeah.
but that's
Kudos.
just not what you're watching the show for. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? It's
Hmm.
not what you're tuning in. Um, then we see the Pride Parade. Um, and the pickle pouches are out, dude. The pickle pouches are out. Um, yeah, I used to live. It's funny. It's funny. This is a little background story. So I moved out here to work with the Zone Chef diet, right? The Zone diet
Hmm.
is a dietary meal that will be delivered to your house every day. And you're from LA, so you might have a kind of an idea where I'm talking about. Our
Mhm.
our office or like our location was right under the 10 freeway and Robertson. Right now,
Okay.
when I moved out here, my roommate is still one of my good friends today. His name is Tyler Wilson. He's a black guy from Brownsville. He's a few years old.
Okay.
I love you too, baby. He's a few years older than me, right?
Hmm.
And when they came out here, they like the Zone actually paid for where we lived. We lived right behind the Ivy on
Oh.
Robertson.
Hmm.
Beautiful, right? Now,
Absolutely.
when he moved out here, they only had like 3 days to find a place, and they were looking for something that was like close proximity wise to work, right? He had no idea that that was kind of like the heart of Boys Town. You know what I mean? It was the
Right.
heart of Rio. Had no idea, right? And then
Right.
I move out there, and so people everywhere thought that we were a couple. Like they thought that me and him were a couple. And and you ever my buddy Tyler, he's been shot, he's been stabbed. He's the antithesis of the guy that they thought he would be. But there's a place, Burger Haven, that's on the corner. Used to be actually closed down. I think closed down because of COVID. But they had great hamburgers. And again, it was on the corner of Robinson and Little Santa Monica. And we would go
Okay.
there all the time, and people would think that we were a couple. And we went there for one Boys Town, and I mean for one the parade, and it was so bedlam. And in order for us to kind of be able to move up in line, we kind of
Hmm.
pretended we were a couple for a little
No.
bit. Yeah, we were holding hands.
Oh.
We were
What
holding
role did
hands.
you play?
Yeah,
Who were
yeah,
you?
yeah. Oh, he's definitely. If Tyler's
Were you
living, I was
Reza
the
or were you
bottom.
Adam?
I was definitely a bottom, dude. I was definitely a bottom. I'll give Tyler that. I'll give Tyler that. But I know how, like, it is nuts. It is nuts there for Pride Weekend, man. It goes off the chain. So I'm sure they all
That's
had a
so
very good
funny.
time. And being on a parade float had to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gigi, that's the happiest I've ever seen Gigi.
She was happy. She said, "Can I
No,
find one straight?" She just needed one, just one.
but when they showed her on the actual float, you could
She was
see
just
the
a cheesy.
joy.
Her and Mike.
You
Her and
could see
Mike
the
had the
joy in
biggest
her
smiles.
face. You could see the actual joy she was so fucking happy, and I thought that was great. Um, like you said, then they pick up Lilly. Where the fuck they find this broad? You know
And
what
then
I
she
mean?
gets on there. Like,
Yeah,
where's your prize?
I don't know.
Ah, where's your
I don't
prize?
know. And then
And what was she
uh,
wearing? And what was
yeah.
Asa wearing? And why does she got them shoes all the time? Like, we
uh,
tired of the red shoes.
I
And what's
skipped.
that with the hat? I
Oh,
don't know
come
what the
on.
foolala was on the hat.
Yeah, we skipped over the fucking Asa
Yeah,
fucking
you went
like
over there. Can we go back?
I can't. Yeah, go ahead, man. I can't
Okay.
even look at that shit anymore. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's totally annoying. But I have a question.
Sure.
Where's the money coming from?
Well, again, I don't allegedly, it's my understanding that she had a relationship with the past. They weren't divorced because I don't believe they were legally married, but she got the house out of it. And I believe that
So who? She was married just to
you
somebody
could
regular?
Google it. You could Google it.
Oh,
The guy's name, like he's a somebody. He's a somebody. He was
oh,
a person
oh.
somebody. and the house,
Okay.
like the house, was in like an architectural magazine or Los Angeles Times magazine,
Oh,
some shit. And she
okay.
got that when they broke up. And
Okay.
I think that and again, allegedly, I think that she still to this, like, that's why her and Jermaine haven't gotten married. From my understanding, is that she
Ah.
still gets an alimony from him, or part of the deal
Oh.
that she has is that gets cut off if she gets remarried. So I think
Okay.
that's, and again, that's allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah, I
This
was
is one
just
of
wondering how are we having water this season? Moo the next season.
those.
I'm gonna take pictures this season. Oh, she gets on my
Oh
nerves.
man, I can't. Like I said, it's just it's frustrating because one, they really give her a lot of stage time to do this
Yeah,
shit. You know what I mean? And there's so many
the
people
puff of
out
smoke.
there. You live in LA, man. Just think, I know that you can live out here and not know some talented people, dude. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whether it's
Hmm.
music, whether it's acting, whether it's dance, whatever. You know
Hmm.
someone that said they might not be the best, but you know someone that
Yeah,
has some talent that's trying to make their
right.
way doing something. And like they're giving her all this exposure, and she's got no fucking talent, dude. Like it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating, man. I would like, she stood against the wall and did this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was like,
great.
this is happening.
This
We
is
watching
great.
this. We
This
supposed
is
to be
great.
proud?
Oh, and that's the other part too. Is these people that don't bite their tongue over anything. No one says, "Yeah, man, this sucks." You know what I'm saying? And I wish I had, because when I got dragged to a couple of these fucking things. You know what I mean? I got dragged to that one fashion show. I got dragged to that the photo gallery shit. And like that was the photo gallery. That's when Gigi attacked what's his face, Adam.
Adam. Oh, that
And
was
I
a
was
good
like,
one. Oh, that was a good one.
but I was early in the relationship, well, early in the field to like be like, and plus I am the least judge of talent in that photography or like, fashion. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, yeah, that cool picture in a frame, school. You know what I mean? So I'm not the
Hmm.
one to say anything. But then when you sit back in hindsight, it's like every year she's doing something. At some point, someone's got to be
Different.
like,
Yep.
this one you're not good at. Try that
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no one, they're
Yeah.
all like, yeah, you're fucking, oh, this is great. You know what I mean? It's not, she's definitely not. Um, I thought that was a pretty, we because then they go with the float guys to like that bar. And Gigi, like
Uh-huh.
you
When
said,
Gigi sees Sasha and she
yeah,
don't know how to react, that was so funny. She's like,
yeah,
oh.
yeah, you're the Sasha, absolutely. You're the
And he was
aforementioned.
like, yes, the only Sasha. I said, oh, look
Yes.
at him.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm sure he's probably thinking he's gonna be on cast. You know what I mean? At this point.
Ah. Do you
Because
think he
again,
wanted to be on the show?
oh sure, why wouldn't he be?
Oh,
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
thought maybe he wanted to, maybe get a man or something. I don't know.
No, but I'm curious to know, because even now I don't. And when you listen to this episode, or when this episode comes out, I do the little preview with my wife.
Uh-huh.
We go over what's going to happen. I'm going to ask her about how he came. Like, did he really was he really sitting down at the pool, and that's how they met, and that's how he came into the world, or was like the production? Because I have a feeling, just because it makes all the sense in the world. Look at the reaction that it got. That production found him. They wanted to get a younger, gay Persian dude to kind of see
Hmm.
how Reza reacted to it. That's
Yeah,
my
they're shady. But why
that's
did
my guess.
Adam go along with that? Adam's a little strange. Because, like, what are you doing? He is so strange. I don't even want to get into that. But, like, what are you doing inviting anybody in my house before I got home from work, honey? Do you think I want to see the stranger when I come in with my briefcase and you look like you've been parlaying off my money? Because, Reza love talking about what
Yeah,
kids
how
is he
broke Adam is. Yeah, he loves it. But I think you're right. I think that's because, again, put yourself in the shoes. I'll put myself in the shoes. I, that went over. I know they got into like a tiff and a taff, but it had nothing to do with him being, like like his flamboyance and his outness as a gay Persian is what pissed Reza off. It wasn't the
Oh,
fact
not
that
the fact that
Adam.
he was in the house?
No, but I mean, you tell me. That's what it looked like. It looked like that. Like, that's where I would have been mad. It would have been like, yo, what the fuck's this guy? Even when he called him on the phone and said, yeah, we're over here having fucking margaritas. I'd be like, what? What are you
Tell him to
talking
leave.
about? Yeah, like that. I can tell you right now, if my fucking wife came home and I had some broad that I picked up at the grocery store and that, was just some pretty Persian broad. Like, yeah, man,
What are
she's
we
pretty
doing
Persian. I
here?
thought you guys would be friends. Trust me when I tell you, I would have to sleep with one eye open for a long time before
Because that's
that would.
equivalent to what that was. It was a form
Yeah.
of disrespect, but it's also what I would call passive aggressive because Adam has to do that because of how Reza treats him. So every now and then he got to do his little one or two. You know what I
But
mean?
that's why. But he's also not crafty enough, and that's not a slight on him.
So you got to get
That's
better with your shit.
that's why I feel like production played a part in it because,
Well,
like,
he fed into it easily. Maybe
but
that.
that's why I feel like production set that up because, like I said, I feel like Reza took that too well. Like that, like I mean, he got mad
Oh,
and he threw him out but he threw him out because he was a flamboyant gay dude. That's the message that we're getting is that
okay.
Reza, his problem that he's had with Sasha is the fact that he's gay, Persian, and out and like not caring,
Yeah.
kick the
And
closet
wasn't
door open.
intimidated because
Yeah.
I too live in the building, Reza. I'm not Adam. I'm almost like you, huh?
Yeah, and
It was
Reza,
like that. And then to
yeah,
put the feet on my seat,
yeah,
disrespect. He knew
yeah,
what he was doing, and Reza
yeah,
knew it too. It was good
yeah.
TV. It was
That's what I
good.
mean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was less about because again, the part that would have freaked me out would have been the fact that some gay dude or some other, or some other girl, like is in my house with my
Yeah.
spouse. Like if I came home and she was here with some guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
Persian, so I brought him home, or he's
Right.
Irish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Yeah, he likes the Mets. Well, listen, if you like the Mets, maybe I might at least give him a couple of minutes of my time, but. I think that I think so. I think that it's more about. So yeah, again, when I talk to her, I'm gonna find out what she knows to know whether or not that was. And again, now he's in it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't just show up at the same gay bar, like gay
Yeah.
Middle Eastern bar. You know what I mean? You trust me.
Mhm.
You live in LA. Tell the people out there. There's not a
So do
ton
you
of
think
them.
he got paid? Was he
No,
paid to
I
do
don't
that?
think he got paid.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
they don't pay people like that. You got to
Oh,
understand, Charise, for the most part, people will fucking kill their brother to be on TV in one of these shows. You know what I mean? Some people just really fucking love it. They love the attention. This guy looks like a guy who clearly likes attention.
mhm.
So I
Yes, and
think that
he went over the fact that Reza wouldn't know anything about his brother's sexuality had he not said anything. That never got spoken of, and I think Reza could have like checkmated everybody if he would have said that, or at least made it more clear. Like, dude, I wouldn't know your brother's business if you didn't tell me it. So maybe you need to discuss with your brother while you telling his business.
you want to know something, Sharice? If you listen to the rewatches, every episode, someone makes a point where I'm like, knock me over with a feather. You just did it. I didn't even think of
All
that.
right.
And you're right. And you're right. He brought that to residence. He gave him the gun, But it's also like when And again, I don't want to but like when Reza posted my wife's medical shit
Reza
online,
was wrong because they hit low. They hit real low. Oof.
but I gave him that text. I sent him the text. You know what I'm saying? So like I gave him the bullet that he shot my wife with. You know what I'm saying? So I get
Yeah.
so I get where, I understand what you're saying. Like the guy said it to Reza on camera. He said it to like I said it to my Reza off camera. That shit had nothing to do with no cameras. He made it about camera. He put it online. Whatever. But I'm saying that guy said that about his brother on camera. So whether
Yeah.
his brother, you know what I mean, wanted people to know or didn't want people to know or whatever,
Hmm.
that's still gonna come out, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like
Mhm.
you did, I didn't even think of that. I really didn't even think it until you said it. And you're right, because he could have said just as easily, you're the one who said it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't but he flew off in another because again, I don't even think it's about Sasha. I think it's about
No,
Sasha
because people like
represents.
Reza are angry. So anything you tell them, it could be in a fun time, it could be in confidence. They hold that stuff for ammo so they could shoot it at you because they hurting. They have pain. And so this is their way to defend themselves. I see them types all the time. They
I'm
mask
sure.
it, but the real is he's hurt. And his over I guess succeeding and making sure everything else is so, perfect. All of that is stems from anger.
Well,
So
like you
that's all
said,
that was.
well, like Asa said, Reza is a reactor, and I thought, like you
Yes.
said,
And he's
he's
a bit
very
too old to still be reacting. Come on now.
yes, yes, yes. But that's his problem is that he just reacts, and it comes with 1,000
And
suns.
then be sorry. We don't want
But
your
he's not.
sorry.
He's see. It's not really sorry. Like he's sorry that he did it, but he's never sorry to the person, right? It's never
or
like
what
if
he did. He's just sorry
yes,
that it caused this
eh,
commotion.
yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes.
because in his heart is not pure. He's got nefarious ways. But everybody knows that. That's why you don't tell those type of people your business. That's why you got to know how to handle Rezas in your life. We all have them.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Why
That's
are you
true.
giving them anything to go off of?
Because that and they're taking the ammunition, dude. They're taking
And they
it.
get mad at a
They're gonna
feather, like
store it in their
anything.
pocket, and if they have it, they're gonna use it on you. But I thought that was a really when the float guys and they're up on they go to the top bar and they're sitting around and the guy's talking about when he came out for the first time and whatever. I thought that was a profound conversation, especially when you
Mhm.
look at the time and place that was. That was 12 years ago. Bravo was still a baby. I think that was a real difficult, it was a real conversation, first off. It was a
Yes,
very
it
real
was.
conversation about homosexuality and being gay. And like, people have come a long way since, but I'm willing to bet at that time, that was a big, especially Persians, Middle East,
Hmm.
people tune in. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? It had to really be new, and
Right.
that was like if they do how they always have countdowns, right? At the end of a decade or at the end of the millennium, whatever, they always have the 100.
Hmm.
And if like a gay TV show or a gay network did a top, moments in gay history of television,
Right.
I'm telling you that
Hmm.
would be on there, dude, because
It was really good.
that was a big
One
deal.
thing Azza was good for, she brought that up. And so yeah, it made them able to really explain. And it also, I don't know if that was the scene where Sasha gave his story.
No,
Uh
Sasha wasn't there. This was
okay,
just
no.
the guys on the float. The guys on the float that went up. They went to like a pool party.
Yeah, I remember the scene. I guess I kind of
Yeah,
forgot
Sasha
who
had
was
left.
telling the story.
They told Sasha to put a shirt on, and he said, "First, I got to put pants on," and then he walked away. And then they
Okay.
left, and then Lilly left. Lilly didn't want to go do it. I got to go do something else. All right, so
Gotta go
see
check
ya.
some emails and make
Yeah,
some
yeah,
deposits.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a fucking whatever the fuck. And then we get to the end, and Reza, he and Asa have a heart to heart, and and again, I don't want this to be like I'm just picking on Reza, but I was very disappointed with what he said because like he was, being upset and he was crying and he was talking about that, that's why he didn't owe anything to Sasha because Sasha didn't know the pain. That's speaking of that's Vita. Sasha didn't know the pain that he'd been through, or that when he was a gay kid and he didn't have anybody to look up to, and he had no. Bro, you're it. You're that. You're the fucking guy that you're talking about. You're the gay. You're a
Yeah,
gay guy on television for Middle Eastern people, and
absolutely.
you're the role model. You're the one that you said that you didn't have, and you're
Yep.
acting like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not the way.
Yes.
Like if you want to be what you are, if you want to put up or shut up and put your money where your mouth is, then you say even though it pains me, I got to apologize to this guy because
I
there's
thought
gay
he said
kids
he
out
was
there
willing to apologize
and he
though.
might. He might. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just going
No,
off of
in
what I
this
see.
episode. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
he said,
he said I have to. I gotta, I
okay,
got.
okay.
But then in the same breath, he also said that's why I don't owe him anything because he doesn't know what I've been through. And it's like, yeah, but
With that mindset. But you can't expect Rome to be fixed in a day.
in a
Okay.
day, yes, yes,
The
yes,
man
yes.
got 50 years of this corruptness, that pain that he bypassed because he thought selling some real estate was gonna make him happy. And so now that he realizes
Well,
that the acting out.
I think it was a combination of that. I feel like you
Mm,
said. I think that there's a there's like you just hit the nail on the head, right? There's like a level of shame that he shouldn't have, but he has, that he's carried
Hmm.
around with for a real long time. But now it's kind of like I put up with all that shit so that I could get a television show. And
Hmm.
I could tell the world, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I could be mean, I could be nice, I could whatever I want to do, I could do because I put up with all that shit, and that's why I have a television show. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
he's got a TV show.
Yeah.
Most people don't. You know what I mean? Most gays
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean? Like it's a
I mean, we're
different.
proud of him, but he still should heal because this is not a good look. Because in a minute, you're not gonna have nothing, not a friend, not a husband, not nothing, and not
I
no fans either. Because nobody got time for that, and it's not a good look. The older you get, we're forgiven up until about 35. After 35, you're gonna be who you're gonna be, and we have to now accept whether we're gonna be cool with you or not. And
No
Reza
flies
treated
on
him,
you. No flies on you, Charise. That's the truest part. You get too old for this shit. And
yeah,
that's one of the biggest problems you have even watching the show is these guys are all too old for this shit. You know,
yeah,
we have a habit of watching it and not thinking that. We kind of
yeah,
like cut them more slack than I think they
hmm,
deserve. Like Jersey
yeah,
Shore, for example, were running amok and acting, but they were all in their 20s, you know, like now they're
yeah,
older, yes. But the
yeah.
first run of that show, they were all just kids. These are not kids, dude. These people
Yeah,
are in
but
their 40s.
in Shah's defense, they bring in some stuff. They bring in tradition. They
Hmm.
bring in loyalty. They bring in the importance of having a friend, especially in this no new friend generation. They bring in forgiveness. They bring in understanding and compassion. They bring in respect for your elders. They bring in some things. It's a great show. And if we just look past the crap, and kind of see the broader picture, they are refugees, even though I wish she stopped saying that, but they are. Reza is a successful gay man who's married. MJ is, who she is. We'll stay because this ain't really her season or her
Yeah,
episode,
her
but
episode.
please
Yeah,
have me back because I got stuff for her too. Okay.
I know.
But
I bet.
what I'm saying is let's not down that show all the way because it's a great show. It keeps
No,
me watching it.
listen, it's entertaining, man. You know what I mean? I'm
Hmm.
not like I will have to say that if it wasn't doing this rewatch, it's just not the type of shit that I normally watch. It's just not.
Right.
If I
But
wasn't
it's
doing the
good for the
rewatch,
binge.
I wouldn't watch it. But I'll tell you this: if it bored me to fucking tears, I wouldn't have made it this far to do like I when I watch it, I get entertained by it, or I like at least so that I'm close to it, and it's like, oh wow, like I didn't know that. Oh, like Gigi, I never saw that she was boy crazy like this. I never saw
Gigi
that. It said,
crazy.
yeah, it's entertaining. Like I didn't know she was like this. I have 5 boyfriends. Like that. That's not. If you ask me to draw or to write up like a profile of the people, that wouldn't be in there about me. I feel like I had Mike pegged. Mike, I feel like I had pegged. Reza to a certain extent too. Gigi is still a shock to me. Asa, it's a shock to me that everybody that no one said, "What is this? What like what?" You know that just that stuns me. Lily, my wife hates Lily. I
Oh.
yes, my wife hates Lily. So like I thought I was gonna. I don't hate Lily. I just think she's not on. Like I can't stand her voice. That bothers me. But other than that, it's just like she shouldn't be in this. She's swimming in a pool she shouldn't be swimming in, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And she got
It's
too much. I don't like people that cover up so much. That's almost like a Reza in a different form.
oh
She
for
might
sure.
not lash out, but if you sit there and you got to put that on every day, that's weird. So when you
It's
gonna
a
fix
great
that,
point, Sharice.
girl?
It's a great, and not just that, but but you think that that somehow correlates to who you are as a person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you don't get up and take 3 hours to get ready, then you're, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
No.
yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. There's no real depth to her. Like I
Yeah.
get it. You like business, cool, got it. All right, what else we got? And there doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
anything else
Because
except
at
that.
least with everyone else, we're getting who they are and we can just form our opinion. With her, we don't even know. Not half the time, you can't even see her face. It's like, you know what? We don't like Asa, but or however you say her name. But at least we get an idea. She's who she is. Bless her heart.
Yes.
And Gigi, she brings what she brings because she irks my existence. I cannot stand her. But at least we know what we got. We know what we got with Mike. We know what we got with Adam. We know what we have with
It's
Jessica.
another great point. It's another great
But
point.
what do we
Everybody
have
on
with?
that show, yes, you don't know that's a perfect, yes, perfect. You don't know what, like, she's been on for fucking 2 years and you still don't know what the fuck you have aside from the fact that she likes to take selfies and she thinks she's pretty and like, but like, what else? What else we got? You know what I mean? And then, so, and I don't think you're ever going to know her. I think she's going to be gone soon, probably the end of this year. So, and if they keep showing her, like, if she keeps appearing in episodes how she's been appearing in them, which is like little bits, I don't think we're ever going to know anything more than we do, and I think that that's what happened with Asa over the long term. Like, you're up to season 9 now. I think that you could
Oh
probably
no,
tell, like,
Asa was
it
gonna
got you.
ride that train. Don't play with her. She knew
Yeah,
what she was doing.
she knows
They
what she was doing.
finally,
Yeah,
they
everybody else.
finally said,
Everybody,
"Bitch,
yes,
stop
yes,
that
yes,
shit.
yes,
No more."
yes. Everybody else finally was like, "Yo, what the wait? What? Wait the fuck? What? You know what I mean? Like, because believe me when I tell you, I would not have. I would have much rather have not been filmed. You know what I'm saying? The way it was presented to me is that I was part of my wife's life, and I really be doing her a favor. You know what I mean? Like, and without her, so like, all right, cool, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? The first year,
Oh,
that's not.
you coming was it was great. We loved it because finally somebody loved MJ for real with all that fucking shit she got going on.
But what I'm
And it
saying
just
is,
was so beautiful. Oh, it
but
was
with
beautiful.
But Jermaine didn't have to, so it kind of meant that, okay, so she doesn't have to talk about anything in her personal life because he doesn't want to be on the show? Because that seems a little fucking ridiculous. Like I said, Mike, you don't think Mike would have much rather not have his girlfriends be on the show? Half of the show, or Mike's storyline was the fact that any girlfriend he was with, he was cheating on. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, you don't think he would have wanted to kept that out? So
Yeah.
obviously he didn't get a choice to do that. Asa seemed to get this free ride for the first whatever. And then, like you said, finally, when everybody was kind of like, this ain't working no more, she was like, all right, then I'm out, and I got
And she want to have that baby and think we was supposed to worship her for being pregnant. Girl, we know what you was up to having that baby, girl, please. And we're not going to kiss your ass for having a baby.
Yeah.
So go on and have your baby.
And we also can't, we don't want to get there yet. We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
That's allegedly. We don't know if that girl got
pregnant. Listen, Charise, this was a great rewatch. You brought a ton of energy. I knew you were going to. I really appreciate you taking the time out, sitting down and doing this. I'm definitely going to have you back. Probably another little down the road. You know what I mean? Just so that we can get a little bit more space.
Yes.
And I like to see what you would think, because you got real strong opinions, which is what really matters when we do this.
Yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent. And I thought you were fantastic. It was a pleasure doing this with you. I hope you continue to stay safe from these fires.
Thank
you. And I hope
you
have a wonderful night and a very happy new year.
Thank you. You too. And thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, Dollface.
Okay, bye-bye.